Hi, Kelly Eckholt here to update you with the key events of the week. So the last week has seen some pretty large shifts in energy markets as that new Iran-US Memorandum of Understanding has been bedded in. Certainly traffic in the Straits of Hormuz are still well below pre-war levels, but they are picking up, and as is confidence. As a result, we've seen some pretty significant falls in energy prices more generally. Brent crude now is sitting at about $72 a barrel, which is not far off pre-war levels. And petrochemical prices such as urea are falling more generally, which bodes quite well for future food prices. We've had to take a cut at incorporating these big changes into our economic outlook. And as a result, we now have a set of forecasts that looks a lot closer to the much more optimistic view we had for the economy at the start of the year. GDP is expected to now grow in 2026 by 2% and 2.9% in 2027. And that reflects a bringing forward of some of the growth that we had expected to occur next year into this year as that war has resolved much more quickly. That means that the unemployment rate is likely to peak at a lower level, and we may see falling unemployment now as we go into the end of the year. Quite crucially, the inflation outlook looks quite a lot less threatening. We now think that headline inflation will peak at 4% and end the year at 3.5%. And certainly that means that the risks of persistent inflation now look a lot less likely now. All of this is going to be quite consequential for the Reserve Bank. We still think that the Reserve Bank MPC will leave rates unchanged in July, and indeed now we suspect the MPC will form a consensus around that no change view. But we have scaled back the amount of increases in the OCR that we expect this year. We think we'll get 2 rate rises in September and December, with two-sided risks around that depending on how the inflation outlook evolves. We might only get 1 rate rise this year now. This is all quite a different view to what markets have been contemplating for the last few weeks or so, and we think they're probably going to have a revisit of that view, given just how significantly the economic outlook has shifted. I'll be back to update you again next week.